Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Greek authorities have filed multiple felony charges against 16 people arrested in Crete in connection with a large-scale farm subsidy fraud involving the Agricultural Payments Agency OPEKEPE. The European Public Prosecutor's Office charged the suspects with 7 felonies, including forming and directing a criminal organization, large-scale fraud, defrauding European Union and Greek public funds, and money laundering. Prosecutors say the alleged fraud exceeded 120,000 euros. 15 of the suspects were transferred late Friday night from Heraklion to Athens under police escort and brought before European prosecutors. All have reportedly denied the charges. Investigators say the group operated with a structured hierarchy, submitting false subsidy applications by claiming land they did not own and livestock that did not exist. Some properties belonged to deceased individuals, while others appeared briefly in official records before being removed. Authorities also identified bank accounts registered to senior members or deceased persons and say employees at 4 agricultural declaration centers helped process more than 100 fraudulent applications between 2019 and 2025. The 2 arrested in connection with a double murder at a campsite this past October are set to testify today in southern Greece. The 33-year-old nephew and his businessman friend from Athens were arrested on charges of moral complicity. Authorities say they allegedly planned and directed the killings rather than carrying them out themselves. Investigators believe the motive was to gain control of the victims' assets, valued at around 30 million euros. The 2 victims, a 68-year-old owner and a 60-year-old employee, were shot inside the campground earlier this year. The businessman allegedly employed 2 men now believed to have been the gunmen. Authorities are also examining the roles of 2 women close to the nephew and have issued an arrest warrant for a 3rd associate currently abroad. That man recently sold part of a business venture for roughly 900,000 euros, a transaction now under scrutiny. A 44-year-old man who assaulted an orthopedic doctor in a hospital in Aegea has been found dead at his home 2 days after the attack. The incident occurred on Friday, December 12th, when the patient seeking treatment for a leg injury allegedly attacked the doctor. The physician suffered injuries to his head, nose, and eyebrow, requiring stitches. He reported the assault lasted nearly half an hour and said he had no prior interaction with the patient. Relatives discovered the man unconscious on Sunday and called emergency services. He was transported to the hospital, where doctors pronounced him dead. A forensic examination has been ordered to establish the circumstances. The patient, described as a boxer and fitness trainer, had a criminal record, including a previous prison sentence. Following his death, tensions escalated at the hospital, with relatives reportedly accusing staff of failing to provide proper care, prompting an increased police presence and prosecutor involvement. Authorities have launched investigations to determine the cause of death. A father abducted his 2 young children after forcibly entering a daycare center in Thessaloniki on Friday morning. According to authorities, a 49-year-old man who had been separated from his 44-year-old wife broke down the door, entered the classroom, grabbed his children, aged 2 and 4, and ran from the building. Parents who were outside the daycare at the time attempted to stop him, unaware of the full situation, but the man managed to escape with the children. The daycare director immediately notified police and contacted the children's mother, who was working outside of Thessaloniki at the time of the incident. As of now, the mother has not filed a formal complaint. The case is further complicated by the legal framework, as the couple was separated but not officially divorced. Greek public sector workers are set to stage a nationwide strike on Tuesday, December 16th. The action, called by the Civil Servants Confederation, will involve municipal employees, teachers, and other public sector staff, coinciding with ongoing farmer protests. The strike is framed as opposition to the government's new budget, which the union describes as a burden on workers and citizens. Demonstrations are planned in major cities, with a rally at Syntagma Square in Athens scheduled for 11 a.m. Municipal workers, organized by the Pan-Hellenic Federation of Local Government employees, will join the 24-hour work stoppage. The union is calling for fair salary increases, permanent hiring, adequate funding for municipalities, and protection of public services. Teachers in primary and secondary education will also participate, emphasizing solidarity with workers and farmers and demanding investment in wages, healthcare, and education. On Wednesday, December 17th, bus workers also plan a limited stoppage from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Other services, including suburban routes, are expected to operate normally outside those hours. These were the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Thank you for watching.